everybody. We're back again to talk some more college football. We're getting late.
Into the thick
of things. We're getting late in the year. We have already finished week 10. That doesn't seem like it's been that long yet, does it? We are finished week 10 and going to be jumping into week 11 this week.
It really breezes by, doesn't it?
It flies by. It seems like you wait for 12 years for it, and then it lasts 15 minutes, and then it's gone again. But hey, that's cool. We're in the middle of it. We're having fun with it, and we are going to talk about it. So we're going to recap the winners and losers of week 10. We'll give you a little dumpster fire, which is a good dumpster fire this week. We got some good smell it burning dumpster fire going this week. And then we'll jump into who we think our winners and losers are for week 11. And we do cover the top 15, not in any order, just by the order that they played during the week. So let's go ahead and jump into the top 15 for week 10. We had Georgia, our number one team in the country. Still sounds weird. Taking on Missouri, and
they got the crap kicked out of them.
43-6.
They probably got the crap kicked in them.
They got kicked all the way around them. Yeah, Missouri, and that last field goal that they got was garbage time. I mean, even 3 of those points was garbage time points. So that probably made a lot of people happy because I think the line was 39, and if they hadn't kicked the field goal, it would have been 39. So it would have been 40. It would have been 40 if they had to kick the field goal. So it would have covered the spread if they had to kick the field goal. But hey, that's the fun of football. We had number 9 Ohio State to take on the. Oh, I keep forgetting people won't know who I'm talking about. The Ohio State took on the horrible team of Nebraska. And Nebraska actually gave up more of a fight than what I thought they would. Yeah,
the Buckeyes only won by 9 points.
26-17. Of course, it was in Nebraska, and but still it was pretty bad. Scott Frost fired how many coordinators after the game?
Count them, kids. 1, 2, 3, 4.
4. So Scott Frost is probably feeling the heat a little bit of how bad the team is, and the program has really not got much better under him. So
they're giving him one next year.
Next year. So he fired 4 coordinators to bring some people in and just see how good he could change things. Scott Frost, which normally doesn't work. I mean, either you are or you ain't, and it just looks like
he ain't frosted.
he's a little chilly right now. But we'll jump on down. We had the undefeated future ACC champs Wake Forest going to North Carolina
and getting upset.
Yeah, they were up by like 17,
and then
they lost.
That defense is very leaky.
They gave up how many points? 58. Half a century. They gave up half a century plus 8 more years.
Can you say leaky barrel defense?
That's sort of a leaky barrel defense. Yeah, Wake was fighting for maybe that chance in the no, I think that ain't happen now. The ACC is out.
Most likely out of the playoff.
Out of the playoff. Yeah, they're out now. I don't care who wins it now.
You can play for a big bowl game.
You can definitely play for a New Year's Day game. But that's the tops of it now. We had Tulsa taking on number 6 Cincinnati.
Cincinnati playing on the edge again.
They always play it close. They won 28-20. Tulsa's really not a good team either. So Cincinnati's not doing very well at proving that they deserve to be in the playoffs, because they should have beat Tulsa by 30, and they beat them by 8. So unless a lot of people in front of them keep losing, which could happen, it is happening, or they tend to finish out the year strong, I don't see them getting into the playoffs really too much. Even as an undefeated team, there's probably going to be a couple one-loss Power 5s jump in front of them if they don't really get going. We had Navy at number 10, Notre Dame. That's right, Notre Dame's back inside the top 10.
We're talking about Navy on Veterans Day.
Yeah, Navy.
How fitting is that?
Yeah, Navy has had a tough year, but we do salute all the veterans out there. Thank you for your service. Notre Dame got them pretty good. We thought they would, yeah. Navy's having a tough year this year. Most of their good players are not there this year that they had last year, so they're struggling a little bit. Notre Dame won that 34-6. We had Oklahoma State Bouncing back in West Virginia. I thought they would have a little bit of a trouble there.
But the defense only gave up 133 yards to West Virginia.
3 points. 24-3. So that was a good, strong win. West Virginia is a tough place to go play. So that was a good, strong win for them. We had number 12 Baylor go to the TCU Horned Frogs
And got horned.
They got bit by the frogs.
Upset.
They got
First
upset.
game without Gary Patterson since 2000.
And you beat a number 12 Baylor team.
Whoopity-doo.
Meant nothing. It hurt Baylor a little bit, but it didn't do anything else out there. We had number 13 Trail Mix against
Auburn.
Sorry, did I say Trail Mix? Against number 14 Texas A&M, and just like we said, Auburn was fantastic last week. This week we got
crapped the bed against Texas A&M.
Last week M&M's. This week
Raisins.
raisin. It was a raisin. That's just
Texas A&M got them bad. Auburn only scored 3 points, and Texas A&M, the only touchdown scored in that game was by Texas A&M's defense.
Yes, it's sad, but Auburn
Once again by an injured quarterback.
Yes, and you just never know
that
what you're going to get from Auburn.
fellow is a warrior.
He is.
From the injured knee in Alabama, led them to a win. Injured head in Alabama against Auburn and led them to a win.
Yeah, but his shoulder was something.
Yeah.
Was hurting him one time that he was like almost crying when he went out there. He come back in and won the game. Yeah. I don't know how long that magic is going to last, but right now.
Let's keep it going. I don't want to see anyone lost for the year.
No. We had Idaho State at number 15 BYU.
BYU took a giant boot and booted them back to Idaho.
59-14.
Enjoy your potatoes.
Idaho State is not very good. Hey, isn't the Idaho State sort of shaped like a boot? So.
No, Louisiana.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's think about somebody got booted. We had number 2 Michigan State at a unranked Purdue.
Upset.
That was a surprise. Michigan State just beat Michigan, just proved that there could be, and then lose to Purdue.
But that's been a theme this year with the Purdue Boilermakers.
Yeah.
This is their second top 5 victory.
Yeah, but they can't beat anybody else, though.
They got a 6-3 record, so they're bowl eligible in this.
Why is Purdue not ranked? If you've beat a top 5 team before and you're capable of playing as good.
I think Purdue is ranked this week in the lower top 25.
But they were not. They were not the week before. I mean, 40-29. That's not they lucked into the win. That's they
convincingly
kicked the crap out of somebody. Yeah, when you beat a top 5 team by 11 points and you're not ranked, you overpowered them. So congrats
to the trains.
to the
trains.
To the Drew Brees alumnus. Purdue.
To the choo-choos.
To the choo-choos. We had number 2 Alabama take on LSU.
Alabama of all teams.
LSU was trying to win.
They were trying to win, and Alabama drove the struggle bus.
Yeah, Alabama definitely drove the struggle. Alabama doesn't look like Alabama this year, do they?
No.
They look a little worn down this year. Maybe not quite as talented. Maybe the talent level's down a little bit this year. Maybe there's too much young people.
Maybe there could be one element holding them back.
Could be. I mean, it's almost like there's somebody in there just crushing the team.
Bill O'Brien.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Bill O'Brien's there doing the offensive coordinating. The same old person who destroyed the Houston Texans.
I was worried.
And got rid of all their good players. And
you bring him in as offensive coordinator, and look what you got.
Yeah, you scored 20 points against a captainless LSU team.
LSU's ship is clearly sinking, and they need a new coach.
And they definitely, I think they were really trying to win that one for Coach O, though. I think they were, and they got really close. We had number 4 Oregon at Washington.
Beat Washington by 8.
About to beat them by 10, 26.
Or by 10.
Yeah, 26 to 16. And every time Oregon goes to Washington, it's a little tough. So it's good to see them get that 10-point win too.
And Oregon is well into the thick. If they don't suffer a loss here down the stretch, then Oregon is well.
If Oregon wins out, they've got a really good chance to make
their second playoff appearance.
Their second playoff appearance. We had number 20. Indiana's not even ranked. Indiana at number 7. Michigan, and Michigan bounced back to win 29.
Bigger game, Jim.
29.
I miss bigger game, James.
I miss bigger James too, but they're not even in the top 25 anymore. So we can't talk about them. Even if we went to 25, we can't get to Big James because he lost too many games in a row. But hey, that is our recap of the winners and losers of Week 10. Now we have to talk about...
Wait a minute.
What?
Tennessee and Kentucky.
Oh, yeah. We do have to make an honorable mention of our Tennessee Volunteers going...
to Lexington,
to Lexington, and going into and beating a top 20 team
in their
on
first
the
year.
road in their first year.
Bravo.
Coach Apple. And that's my coach. He's my coach now. He's not my quarterback. He's my coach. But he seems like he's going to be a good coach. Man, that defensive coordinator and the defensive line coach.
That pick six was a deciding factor.
Take my money and pay them and keep them in Tennessee because it's the whole team really. They don't quit. They're not the most talented in the league.
Definitely not.
But they have the most tackles for losses in the country.
They're actually tied with Auburn in that statistic right now.
Mm-hmm. But Auburn's Auburn. Tennessee is really trying every single week that they play. They got Georgia this week. We'll talk about that in a minute. But
just wanted to mention that.
Just wanted to mention that was a fantastic win. Kudos to us. And now we will talk about our dumpster fire. Our dumpster fire of the week.
Something's smelling in the Everglades.
There
this
is
week.
something really stinking. The wind's coming up south. Check this out.
Dumpster fire of the week.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey, and our dumpster fire of the week is...
Get ready to laugh at
it. Joys me. It brings so much joy to my life. The Florida Gators are the dumpster fire of the week. And I mean, that puppy is burning. I mean, in fuego.
It is so hot down there, literally.
Oh man, can't you smell it? I mean, can't you?
I can smell burnt gator from over here. Pizza
crust, banana peels, and gator tail. Just burning, dude. It is just burning on fire.
And the man responsible, the Florida man.
The Mr. Dan Mullen himself, in his fourth year as the head coach of
the Gators.
The Gators. Who did they lose to this week?
South Carolina.
Lost to South Carolina. And I think they were on their fourth string quarterback, I think. Then they go to two and then a coach and then now this guy. I mean, a coach was the quarterback. And they lost by how many points?
Count them at home, kids. I'm going to count this number.
Are you going to count the number?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23.
23, man, they lost by 23 points.
Man, that was a
to a bad South Carolina team.
Maybe a bowl team now. I don't know.
But
let's give the Gamecocks a little credit here because they
Tennessee beat them by 20. And Florida lost by 23.
To that same Carolina team?
To that same team. And the man behind this is...
Dan Mullen.
The PE coach, Dan Mullen. And if you'll notice how many L's are in Mullen's name there, there's like Mullen. That's because that's how many L's he has this year.
In his fourth year.
He's
supposed to be the man to guide the Gators.
This is his team because, 4 years in, it's your coaches, it's your team, it's your players, your recruits, and you suck.
That's basically
what it is.
You can't recruit for crap.
He's not recruiting for anything. So what did we do? We fired who?
The defensive coordinator because his defense is a leaky bucket.
And also fired the
offensive line coach.
Because
Dan Mullen should have.
They can't block anybody.
They can't block nobody.
But, that's going to be... Really, do you think Dan Mullen will keep his job through the end of this year?
He's going to try to scramble like a chicken with his head cut off to keep his job.
I don't see it. If they win out convincingly and win a bowl game, they might give him another year. But
I don't see it with how this team has went, how the Titanic has sank.
Honestly, I'm a Tennessee Vol fan. We're Tennessee Vol fans. I hope they keep him.
You want to keep him for a 7-year contract?
I hope they give him an extension because it's so fun to watch.
Oh my gosh. The PE coach.
He looks like a high school PE coach. That's what I'll say. He's a high school PE coach. Sit there with that little visor on and.
He coaches like when he doesn't coach like a college coach. He coaches like a high school coach.
I've waited a long time for this, and it is just fun.
Let us end this one dumpster fire segment with a laugh. A consecutive, beautiful laughter.
Smell it. Okay, let's go. That was our dumpster fire of the week.
It's burning in Gainesville right now.
It is on fire. That is so fun. But we'll go ahead and jump into our predictions for winners and losers for week 11, and we will start. Hey, we got a Friday Night Lights top 15 team. It's actually a top 10 game. We have your number 5. They've jumped from 6-2.
5 because of Michigan State slipping up.
See, Cincinnati. If there's people keep losing in front of them and they win out, still, it's this.
There's one possible solution for Cincinnati. In my opinion, that's most likely. If Georgia and Alabama win out, and if Alabama loses, Cincy will be 4.
Mm-hmm. But if Georgia loses to Alabama, which they normally do, in the SEC championship game, then you've probably got they
would have to hope Oregon or Ohio State loses.
Mm-hmm. So, but how about Oklahoma if they go through and win the big? This is gonna be fun to watch. But anyways, we got Friday night. We got Cincy at South Florida, favored by 23.
They should win. Definitely.
They're definitely gonna win, but will they win by 23?
Well, only time will tell.
I would probably say no. They haven't beat anybody by 23. Look at their look at Cincy's last few games. I mean, they've been favored pretty big. But they won by 8, won by 19, won by 7. Central Florida, they won pretty good. Temple, they won pretty good. So, I don't know. It's sort of iffy whether they win by 23 or not. I would probably lay off of that, honestly, because they're on the road. I would probably have to lean towards South Florida plus 23, but Cincinnati's still winning by double digits.
Yep.
Now let's jump into Saturday's games. We have
quite the game to start off.
Yes, we do. You want to start out with? Let's start out with the noon games. We'll jump into these first. We got New Mexico State at Alabama.
Check out this walloper of a line.
New Mexico State's only 1-8. They are
awful.
Really bad. But Alabama's favored by half a century plus 1 year. 51. That's a big line, people.
Do you want to take Alabama plus 51?
I don't.
Even with Bill O'Brien?
You mean Alabama minus 51? I don't know, man. I
don't know. Maybe. Do you think I should take that?
That's a little scary. I mean, that's super scary. I believe I'm going to lay away from that one. I don't know. Alabama's not scored a lot of points this year. That's sort of scary. I don't know, man. How many points has Alabama scored this year? They scored 52 against us, 49, 41, 42. They did score 63 against Southern Miss, but they gave up 14 and only won by 49. They haven't beat anybody by 50 this entire year. But now New Mexico State is bad.
It's a trash fire program right now.
It is really, really bad. But honestly, I would lay away from that 51. I would stay away from that game. I would say that's a 50-50 chance that could happen. If I was going to do it, I would probably, again, try to catch 51 points. That's a lot of points to catch. If it's 51-0 and New Mexico State gets that trash field goal at the end, it's only 48 points. So that's crazy. We got Michigan at Penn State. We get to talk about big game James again. Big game James.
against bigger game Jim. It's the big game matchup.
It's the
of the
big
year.
game. Yeah, who's gonna screw it up and lose in the end? Michigan's favored by 1.5 in Penn State.
Do you want to go for the Wolverines or do you want to go for the Nittany Lions?
I don't know. What do you think? That's a tough matchup there, isn't it?
I might pick Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan's sort of, they really don't have a bad team this year. We'll take Michigan minus that 1.5. We got a top 15 matchup, Oklahoma at Baylor. Oklahoma's favored by 5.5. I'm going to take Oklahoma.
I'm going to take Oklahoma in that.
Yeah, I think they win by probably 10 plus points in that one. We've got number 19, Purdue. Purdue jumped from unranked to 19.
The Trains.
And they are going to number 4.
The
Ohio State. This is going to be a good game. Ohio State's actually favored by 21.
Once again, that's pretty normal.
That's pretty normal. Purdue, though, I don't know if Ohio State's that good. I mean, they've been putting it back together since they lost at home
to Oregon.
But again, I'm gonna probably take me some dogs this year. I mean, this week, I'll probably take Purdue plus 21.5. I don't know. Again, I think Ohio State probably wins by 13 to 17 points, but 21 is a lot for me. We got Maryland at number 7. Michigan State dropped out of the top 5, back down to number 7.
I think Sparty rebounds.
I think Sparty rebounds. They're favored by they're minus 13. I think Michigan State covers that pretty good. We got number 11 Texas A&M now climbing the ranks.
How about that? Ever since that Alabama win, Texas A&M has not lost.
No, and they're at Ole Miss, number 15. So we got a 7-2 at a 7-2.
Who do you pick? Do you pick Lane Kiffin's Rebels or do you pick Jimbo's Aggies?
I don't know. Again, we've got some really good matchups this week. That's just a really good game to see. Ole Miss is at home, coming off of a win against Liberty. So they didn't look fantastic in that win against Liberty, but they were playing their old coach, so who knows what that was. Texas A&M's favored by 2.5 at Ole Miss. Who do you think, A&M or Ole Miss? I'm sort of tossed on that one.
That one's hard to pick.
That one is hard to pick.
I might pick Texas A&M.
Probably take A&M just because they're on a little bit more of a roll. And Ole Miss was wishy-washy, and then they lost the week before. So Texas A&M's playing a little bit stronger right now. We'll go ahead and go minus 2.5 on that. Notre Dame at Virginia.
And the Irish should tap dance all over Virginia.
Yeah, Notre Dame's number 9 again. They're minus 5.5. I think I like that one too. And we got a bunch of top 20 matchups this week. We got number 16 NC State at number 12 now. Dropped out of the top 10. Number 12, Wake Forest.
Should be a very interesting. The winner of that game is pretty much the winner of that division.
Mm-hmm. I think Wake, coming off of a loss at home, should cover. They're only favored by 2. So I would probably take Wake Forest. Yeah, Wake Forest minus 2. And then we got our last top 15 game of the week is Washington State at Oregon. Washington State's a decent team. Not good enough to beat Oregon, no, I don't think.
Oregon should win that game.
Yeah, Oregon's favored by 14. I think they probably cover that 14.
How about that Georgia-Tennessee game?
Yes. Oh, I forgot about the Georgia-Tennessee game. That was the 3:30 game. We got number 1 Georgia
at unranked Tennessee.
At unranked Tennessee. The line started out as 21, and now it's been bet down to 20. I think that 20 points is about right where it's going to be, probably. I think Georgia's going to win just because of their defense is so good. There's not been a team score 2 touchdowns
on Georgia
this entire year. Tennessee will score 2 touchdowns on them.
Are you saying that because of pure bias, or do you sincerely think that?
I don't think Georgia has faced an offense like ours this year. I think Kentucky found that out last week. Our defense is not fantastic, but Georgia's offense is not fantastic. Georgia will put up probably 35 to 40 points on us, but I do think we're going to score about 17 to 20. My pick on that was probably about a 37 to 17, which is 20 points. So I'll probably push on it. If anything, I would probably take Tennessee plus that 20 because it might slip down to 17 points. It might be a 34 to 17 game. But I do think Georgia's going to win just because their defense is giving up how many points a game this year? 6. That's all. That's the average that their defense is giving up this year. I think Tennessee does whop them for the most they've given up this year, 17 to 20 points. But Georgia's defense is just too good, I think. I would love to see Tennessee win, but that's a tough game. Even though it is in Knoxville. Now, if Tennessee jumps out quick, puts a quick 14 on them, and Georgia gets down 14 to nothing, it may get interesting. But that's the Tennessee fan coming out at me. So we do go Vols. We do think that will be a really fun game to watch. And that is our football for weeks 10 and 11 for the college. We hope you had fun with us. Man, I can still smell gator tail, can't you?
Yes, I can. It smells like Everglades.
It smells like barbecue. But anyways, we hope you had some fun with us this week. Be sure and hit the like button down here, the subscribe button.
Groovy baby button.
Hit the groovy baby button over here. Leave some comments.
On my head.
Share us with your friends. And see you next week.
See you next week.